Hi, my name is Lexi Jong and welcome to my channel. So right now it is Mother's Day here in the States, and as a special treat today, my daughter Maddie, who is 5, almost 6, she picked out all of my makeup today. So we're going to be using Chantecaille makeup and lots of pinks. And Maddie is wearing her own makeup today. So she has makeup from Clean Naturals, if you've ever heard of them, but they are a children's mineral organic makeup brand. So Maddie has lots of soft pinks on and some purple eyeshadow like Elsa from Frozen. So we are going to go ahead and get started now. Okay, so to start off, right now I did apply the Surratt Perfectionist Primer and I applied the Guerlain Eye Stay Primer to my eyelids. And for foundation today, we're going to use the Chantecaille Future Skin in Porcelain. And that's way too much. So here it is. I'm just going to apply some to my hand and dab on little bits. So I'm going to use the Kevyn Aucoin angled foundation brush today. Okay, so I do not have a Chantecaille concealer. We are going to go ahead and use the Giorgio Armani concealer. This is the Luminous Silk Concealer in shade 3. So just going to wipe this off and apply a little bit here. Okay, and to set everything, I'm going to use the Chantecaille Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. Technically a finishing powder, but I really like to use this to set like under the eyes and so forth. So I'm using the Sonia G Mini Cheek to get a little powder and just going underneath the eyes here. And just to set, I'm going to use just a touch all over my face. This is the Sonia G Master Face Brush. So I'm just doing a light dusting, very little powder. Now for blush today, Maddie picked 2 blushes. So these are both 2 of the cheek shades. We've got the shade Bliss, which is the butterfly, and Laughter, which is the coral. So we're going to start off by applying the Bliss. I'm going to use the Surratt cheek brush, and I'm going to kind of get this all over. So I swirled that in there, and this is going to go all over my cheeks, and we'll highlight with the coral. Okay, and Maddie told me she just wanted a little bit of this on top. So that is how we will do it. We're just going to add a little bit to the brush and put that on the cheeks. So it's going in a little bit more of a narrow arc than the Bliss shade. Okay, so moving on to eyes, we are going to use some of the Chantecaille, the refill shadows. So this is an Adept Cosmetics palette. This one, I don't remember what this is called. I think it's like the 70 pan or something, but one side has a mirror and then you have like 2 magnetic parts. This is where I keep my Chantecaille. This one's great for travel because you can actually prop it up into an easel and so forth and use the mirror. But these are the shades that I have and we are going to use. So let me swatch these for you guys first, and then we will go ahead into the eye look. Okay, so these are the swatches of the shades we'll be using, and going from my wrist down my arm, we have the shade Cell, followed by Coriander, then Quartz here in the middle, Lilac Rose, and Almond. Okay, so I'm not sure whether or not we'll use all of those colors, but the one that Maddie picked predominantly is the purpley Lilac Rose, so we'll be using that all over the lid. But first, let's start off with the crease, and we're going to go in with Quartz, which was the middle shade on those swatches. I'm going to use the Sonia G Classic crease. I'm just getting some on the tip of the brush and going in. These are all very soft, light color shadows. So these ones are not super pigmented. So if you're looking for those, I wouldn't pick these particular colors. Okay. Okay, and just to add a little bit more dimension there, we're gonna go in with the darkest shade that I had there, the Cell. And I'm just gonna get a little bit on the tip of the brush here, knock off any extra, and just go into the crease one more time, but focusing on the outer half, just to get it a little bit darker there. So I'm not really going past the midway point of my eye. All right, so moving on, we're going to take the Sonia G Soft Shader, and we are going into the Lilac Rose. So I've got that all over my brush, and I'm going to kind of pat this on all over the eyelid. Add a little bit more there. Okay, and moving on, we're going to take the Sonia G Mini Booster, and I am going to go into the Coriander shade, which was second from the top. And I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner a little bit here. This is actually a very soft brown, so it's not going to do a ton of deepening, but I just wanted to get a little bit of another shade in here. Just drag any excess into the crease. And just a touch more. Okay, wiping this brush off, I'm going to go into the Almond shade, and I'm going to add this to the inner corner here. And I'm dragging it a little bit under the eye as well. A little bit too much there. Okay, and just taking the extra under the brow. So you can see that these shadows are very, very soft and, you know, kind of like light and glistening. Now, Maddie also picked an eyeliner. This is the Chantecaille Luster Glide Silk Infused Eyeliner in Violet Damask. And here's a swatch of that. Here it is. So you can see that it's really you know, it kind of looks like bluish at a glance, but it's actually a purple. So it's like a purpley blue, and there is just a tiny bit of sparkle in there. You can't really see, like it's not going to be like chunks of glitter, but you do have that glisten. All right, so we're going to line my eyes with this. I'm just going to go halfway under the lower lashes. Okay, and I'm going to take the Sonia G Smudger 2 brush and just kind of smudge in the lower lash line. Should have done this earlier. It's a little hard to move now. All right, I'm just going to smudge the upper lash line a little bit too. Just kind of soften that a little. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I am going to go ahead into the quartz shade with the smudger brush and just kind of drag that on top and over the rest of the lower lash line. So you can see my eyes are already starting to water. It's not from the actual shadows. It's from touching so much with the brush. And yeah, it's just normal for me. They water very easily. All right, so I'm gonna do my brows and mascara and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I added the Wander Beauty Brow Gel in shade Taupe and the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just do another dusting with the Chantecaille Perfect Blur Finishing Powder, again using the Sonia G Master Face Brush. I'm gonna put a little bit more powder on my brush this time and just stamp it in first and then kind of buff it in. All right, and then for highlighter today, we're using the Chantecaille Eclat Brillant. And to apply this, I'm going to use the Sonia G Sculpt 3 brush. It's one of the smaller fan brushes. Just going to get a little bit, kind of a light dust here. This highlighter came out with the holiday collection, and it can be really, really blingy. So I think using the fan brush kind of softens it a little bit. Don't get quite as much. And you get more of a soft gold glisten. All right, and then for lipstick, again, Maddie picked 2 lipsticks. So we actually have the Chantecaille Lip Chic in Coral Belle. So this is going to go all over. And then for a topper, we are using the Chantecaille Lip Crystal in Rubelite. Okay, so that is our final look for the day. So you can see, looking at these eyeshadows, just how soft and shimmery these refill shades are. I have not tried other shades other than what I showed you today, so I don't know how pigmented those are, but the ones I have are definitely not pigmented. They're really good for a light, subtle wash of color, but they are not going to be, you know, super pigmented anyway. So just keep that in mind. So depending on what you're looking for, they're really good for a very soft, subtle eye look, but not if you're trying to amp up color. And yeah, so this is everything. I think Maddie did a great job picking the colors today. We now have matching makeup. We both have the same purple eyeshadow essentially and pink lipstick on. So, you know, mother and daughter day. So for those of you who celebrate Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to you. And I hope you are all doing well. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. So stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you soon.